Well, welcome to another edition of Tradition Tuesday here on WLOX. This is the day that we spend a little time talking about some of the great things going on at William Carey University. And of course, joining us today, Dr. Ben Burnett, who's the president there. Dr. Burnett,
hey.
Always a pleasure to have you. And had you come into the studio this time to talk about it?
And it's nice to be here on your campus instead of my campus.
Coming to my house.
That's right. A beautiful set here, and we so appreciate the partnership with WLOX. And what you've helped us do to get the word out about William Carey University here on the Gulf Coast.
Well, it's definitely our pleasure to do so because you have such a wonderful program up there in so many different aspects and so many different things that we have talked about in the past that we would take up 8 minutes just going through there and listing out all the things that you have.
It would, for sure and certain.
Well, we have William Carey University has a very special event coming up on May 13th. And that's what we wanted to talk to you about this morning. And as you can see, Drew Brees and Sarah Thomas are going to be at this. Tell us about this special event, if you would, sir.
Well, William Carey University started probably 6 or 8 years ago, expanding our efforts to highlight scholarships at our university, because being a private institution, we don't get state funding. Mm-hmm. But yet our full price with tuition, fees, and everything all in is actually a little more affordable than most of the public universities in the state of Mississippi.
Wow.
So we're keeping college affordable on our campus. In addition to that, we pay for textbooks for our undergraduate students so they don't have an additional expense for those. So the only way we can do that is to raise money for our students. And we feel like that Christian higher education is more important now than it ever has been. And if we're going to continue to make it affordable, we have to do extra things like raise money for scholarships. So several years ago, we started getting well-known speakers to come in and highlight scholarships and draw a crowd, which gives us an opportunity to not only raise money for scholarships, but also let everybody know what's going on at William Carey.
Well, they have a great athletic program at William Carey, and I can see definitely why you would bring in somebody like Drew Brees, retired quarterback with the New Orleans Saints, Player of the Year. He was most valuable player for the Super Bowl.
All right.
And just so many different records that he broke that it's going to be a while before anybody breaks them, which is a great thing.
Absolutely. We thought that he would have a little name recognition here on the Gulf Coast. And it took a while to negotiate and to be able to find an opportunity where he was free to come here. But we're equally excited to have the Gulf Coast native Sarah Thomas,
right?
NFL's first female referee. Mm-hmm. And more important than that to us is that her son plays baseball for us. So she's a William Carey parent.
That's good. And she's from Pascagoula originally.
She's Pascagoula,
mm-hmm.
Yes, and so we're very proud to have her son on our baseball team. Our baseball team won the conference last year, won the regional, went to the NAIA World Series, and made it to the semifinals of the national championship. So we have a pretty good baseball program, to say the least. They won 49 games last year. So we're glad to have her son to build on that success. But we're very excited to have her perspective that night, because she'll introduce and moderate the conversation between Drew, and he'll will take questions from the audience that are given to us ahead of time. So it'll be more of a conversation with Drew than just a keynote address from him. So it's going to be very personal, and I think it'll be a great evening for everyone.
Well, I know that they are both great motivational speakers, and we're motivating people to come in and of course donate through coming to this special event to continue the great athletic program and scholarship programs that are available at William Carey University.
Absolutely. And speaking of our athletic program, most people are not aware of all the athletic success and the number of teams that we have at William Carey, but we have 21 athletic teams. Nearly next fall.
Are there that many sports in the world?
Well, we have found them, and we're adding 2 more this coming fall, one on the Gulf Coast. We're adding a college competitive swim team,
yes.
Men's and women's, and we'll only be the 2nd university in the state.
I have spoken to the swim coach in the past.
Yes, he's a great guy. We're glad to get him. And they are going to compete at the Biloxi Natatorium. Mm-hmm. So we're slowly bringing college athletics to be housed at the Tradition campus as a part of the Gulf Coast. We'll still have the athletic programs in Hattiesburg, but we're slowly moving to the coast with different sports teams so we can make sure we're integrated with the whole aspect of the Gulf Coast. But 21 sports teams. We have won the Commissioner's Cup for the best athletic program in our conference, 4 out of 14 teams, 7 years in a row.
Wow.
We were ranked 8th in the nation last year.
Women's basketball doing
had a great season there.
Pretty well.
21-3.
Wow.
And they will be competing this week for the tournament championship. They've already won the conference championship. And that's all local players. And I have to put in a plug. We have several players from the Gulf Coast, from Biloxi, from Pass Christian, and from Hancock on the women's basketball team. So the Gulf Coast has really contributed to our success in that athletic program. But the night with Drew Brees will not just focus on the success of athletics, but the importance of scholarships to give students a leg up where they're not in debt when they get out of college. You hear so much about paying off college debt and should the nation forgive college debt, but we think the best answer to that is to not get into debt. And the only way to do that is to provide scholarship opportunities to help young people come through an undergraduate program in a Christian environment, Christian worldview, to be prepared for the next call on their life. And you mentioned earlier about the pharmacy program being a staple of the Tradition campus, and it absolutely is. It's probably given us more notoriety, but just in the past 5 years, we've graduated 1,500 students from the Tradition campus.
Wow. That
are going into jobs here in the Gulf Coast, over 500 just in the education, a ton in the healthcare area. We have a great business program, and also a criminal justice program. So
I've spoken to all of the instructors, all the professors with that, and the doctors that have been involved, and just it's so interesting to me. And it's really wonderful is they are so passionate about what they do, and they're about working with their students.
Well, when you're selecting a college, I mean, a lot of things go in, a lot of factors. Where is it? Does it have the right program? The affordability of it? So you have to be different.
Yeah.
It's very competitive, and what makes us different is the carry culture of our teachers, because they love their students.
I want to throw up that flyer on the screen one more time, if we could please, about showing the special event, May 13th at the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Tickets are available if you want to give them a call. Of course, they are going fast. So a great, wonderful evening with Drew Brees and Sarah Thomas to help the scholarship program with the William Carey University.